Hello, welcome one and welcome all to the live stream. How's everybody doing today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Whoa, look, Komo-san, your little like #1 thing shows up on the screen chat too. What even is that? Top fans, you're my top fan. Komo-san, you're my top #1 fan right now. Congratulations, thank you, thank you. I don't know exactly what that does. What? Now Senko, it says #2. How does it decide? Hello. The list is up. What list? What list are you talking about? We're playing Danganronpa. We're Tuesday today, right? Yeah, okay. We just start. Hello, Susie. I don't know how YouTube determines it. Susie's #3. How is YouTube telling who's who and what's what? Your friends are crazy. What do they do? Come on. Every hour you get 75 points. Every hour? 75 points? How do you get the points? Hello, Leonessa, what's up? Nice profile picture. I can't see it very well because it's small, but I can tell it's different. Let's continue our amazing and not at all scary adventure in high school. I think we were pretty close to starting the next trial, I think. We were still gathering information. I know there's a way to read the log. There we go. They're in the repository. I guess I should head that way for now. Show me where the bodies are. The repository? Okay, they're probably on the map, I would assume. I remember Josh was a moderator. How are we not on the top list? On the list of top fans? I don't know. Maybe members and moderators are exempt from getting points. That could be possible. Where is everybody? Oh, here they are. Repository. You type a message, you get 25 per message. Really? Senko, now you're #1, so I guess if you just spam, you get more points. First to the max gets highest position. Ah. Where you been? You were gone so long. Me? I was gone so long, you're right. Well, here's the thing. Let me spell it out for you. For 1 week, I had gotten sick and I had to recover. And then the week after that, I had a surgery and had to recover. And then the week after that, I had a training at work that lasted a week long, so... I was out for basically 3 weeks in a row without streaming, so I apologize for that. But I'm back now for a little bit. I'm gonna go on vacation, I think, on the 17th for a bit, but between then and now, I'll be here. Ifumi and Taka. I need to try to remember all the voices I was doing. For a moment, Kyoko seemed to be... She seemed to go rigid, but only for a moment. Well then, let's get started. She crouched down next to Taka and without hesitation began poking and prodding the bodies. I knew it. The Monokuma file was right. They were killed using similar weapons. Her movements were so smooth, she was so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little more comfortable. We all got so comfortable that we just melted. Do I talk to her? I see. Makoto, I found something. You did? You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore in his left hand? He did? Are you so oblivious to the people around you? Do you dislike other people that much? I hate people. I hate noticing people's watches. You forgot what happened last time? Basically, 2 people died by hammers, and it was suggested that a robot did it. And we're suspecting... I should say the characters are suspecting Hero, because he fits it or something. One of my friends asked my dad, another friend, this, if he had one error. And then my other friend popped in and said... New Jersey? I was like, what's wrong with me? Oh, I see. He was going to ask if you could airstrike someone, and your friend immediately said New Jersey. Oh, that's alright. You don't have to be sorry. Just say you're gone too long and graduated. Did you actually graduate, or you were just making a joke? It's okay. It's not your fault. I was gone. No, that's not it. Anyway, you said you had a watch? Take a look. It's right there on the wrist that I said it would be on. It's broken. You can see the hands aren't moving, right? It most likely broke when he had his encounter with his assailant. And if you notice, the hands are frozen just past 6 o'clock. So that would mean the watch was broken sometime after 6? That's right. But last night, Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken. Hey you, how long are you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls. Like us.
In other words...
Nah, I graduated for real last week. I'm number 2. You are number 2. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations, Linessa. Congratulations. What are your plans now that you've graduated? So if I'd worked at 10 last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m. That's, you know what? That's fair logic. Meaning it must have happened at 6 this morning. Nice. She used logic. And that's not all. Look at Taka's left hand. He appears to be gripping something. You're right, there's something white in there.
Makoto.
Can you try and pry it out? Me?
Because...
Rigor mortis has already set in. Boys are better suited to this kind of manual labor, right? Okay. As much as I didn't want to admit it, she was being sexist. I grasped Taka's cold hand. The ice cold hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating. After some effort, I was finally able to free the object from his tightly clenched fist. Which definitely wasn't a piece of paper. A piece of paper?! Why do I keep going down? I think it just has to do with how many chats people send. Almost, I think that's all it is. Complicated, I don't feel like explaining, but was valedictorian, so I got cash prize in the government. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Congratulations. I didn't know you were valedictorian. That's great. You're talking about high school, right? I was number 4 in my high school. But I was my valedictorian for 8th grade. Or middle school, I guess.
Hey.
Was that all he had in his hand? Yeah, that's it. This little scrap of paper doesn't seem like much of a clue, does it?
Is that right?
I wonder about that. Kyoko then turned to Ifumi's body.
So then...
She morphed. Let's check Ifumi's body now. Perhaps he's left us a few clues of his own. I got a scrap paper. There's nothing written on it? Can I examine the paper? Ifumi's body, huh? He's got a big one. The biggest problem I have right now is how the killer was able to move Ifumi's massive corpse. Just what I said. You have to swap in the first aid bandage? Give me a second. We're smart. Well, we're certainly book smart. I can't speak for you, but I'm a little bit lacking when it comes to the common sense department. But I am book smart, I'll give myself that. From the nurse's office, where he was discovered to hear the repository, all the way from the first floor to the 3rd, and all without anyone noticing it, I just can't see how that's possible. Further, it seems like Hifumi died from a blow to the head. He was most likely killed using Justice Hammer 3, which we found in the nurse's office. But when we found his body in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. But now they're spotless. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses clean? But who would do that and why? What do you think, Kyoko? His glasses are definitely clean.
Indeed.
Did you find anything? I did. More than I expected, to be honest. Look at this. Get a load of this. Top of my school, so I'm smart too. You're also number 1, Komo-san? Do they call it valedictorian over there? Everyone is so smart. Wow. We can all be like scientists or something. What does everybody want to be when they grow up? Out of curiosity. A wad of paper?
That's right.
Ifumi had it hidden on him. Hidden?
Indeed.
He'd stuffed it in his pants, so I can only assume he'd hidden it on purpose, you see. In his pants? Wait, so you...
Why is that?
It was just his pants, not like his socks or something. That would have been freaking disgusting. I don't know what that means.
Hey. Anyway,
let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, Makoto, open it up. When I think of how it was stuffed down his pants, it's like, it better be important, Ifumi, or I'll never forgive you for this. A note? Is he gonna let me read it, or should I read it right now? I found a hole maybe we could use to escape, but Akuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m. Interesting, very interesting. Top of the school doesn't really matter here? Oh. Then what's the point of even competing? When I grow up, I want to be rich! Well, how are you gonna become rich? What will you do to acquire your riches? I want to work for an ambulance? Oh, nice. That's pretty cool. I would never be able to do that because I get grossed out pretty easily, but that's awesome. I found a hole. I already read this. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
So...
That sounds very familiar. That's it. It's the same thing Hiro said. Then he was telling us the truth.
However...
Although it's not exactly the same, is it? Last night, someone slipped a weird note under my door, and here's what it said. I found a hallway we can use to escape. I'm gonna get by now. Let's be in the rec room. So there is different places and different times. The rec room at 1 a.m. The time is different. Hiro told us that his note said to meet at 1 a.m. But the note they wrote to Ifumi asked him to meet at 6 a.m.
Is that right?
Hold on, just because Ifumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him. Huh?
So...
Part of it has to be torn off, right? I think there's likely some meaning there. Part of it has to be torn off? What do you mean part of it has to be torn off? What? Huh? I'm not telling you my plans. Someone's gonna ruin them. I see how very close to the chest you're keeping it. I respect that. I'd like to be either a coder when I grow up or a game box artist. I'm really into games, as you can see. Hello, Chalice. That's awesome. A game box artist specifically, that's interesting. I guess someone does have to do that, but I never thought about if they hire artists like just for that, or if they have them as part of their studio. That's cool. Had to remove a soap bottle out of someone's butt. When was that? It has been, not has to be. Oh yeah, you're right. I can't read. Part of it's been torn off. There's something meaning to part of it being ripped. Could you maybe explain a little more? As if I don't know how to read? Think carefully.
Hey.
Why would he have been clutching that scrap of paper so tightly? I have no idea.
So then...
What if it wasn't just a scrap of paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? And how would something important like that become a mere scrap of paper? That's what you need to answer. Nice.
Hey.
And while we're at it, I should tell you one other thing. The two victims this time definitely had their e-handbooks on them. So the handbooks have nothing to do with how the murders were carried out. How do you know that? How could you possibly know that? Everyone's a little dyslexic. Everyone's got a small percentage of dyslexia in their brain, much like red-green colorblindness. I was joking about that. I don't want to spread misinformation. Not that there was any reason to think they were connected to killings in the first place. So you're saying I don't have to think about the handbooks this time, right?
Is that right?
If you didn't have to think about them at all, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to mention it. All I said was that they weren't used to help carry out the murders. That's very confusing the way you phrase that. They're making a point, however, where a handbook may play a role. A handbook may play a role? I don't think I understand. But if Kyoko thinks it's important, I'd better keep it in mind. Handbooks! It's... trial time! I forgot what the word I was looking for. I think it's trial time.
Are you excited? Are you pumped? It's time for the class trial to begin!
I'm so excited. I'm so
like
pumped.
The bright burst of fireworks, like the flash of a soul clashing with life and death.
They slipped, fell on it, and it got shoved up in there, and I had to help them get it out. I have dyslexia. That's right, it is pretty common. You know, like twinsies. Is it like diagnosed?
And so, with no further ado, everyone please meet at the usual spot. Make your
The
way
courtroom,
to
right?
the red door on the first floor of the school.
I'll be there. Lickety split.
See you soon.
Bye, Monokuma.
It would seem...
So Leonis is not diagnosed. Komasansa is diagnosed. Interesting. It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. You'll have to figure out the rest yourself and come to the proper conclusion. Yeah,
Shall we go?
you're right. Well, we better get going. Let's get moving! To the red door, the department store. It's so creaky. Look how few of us there are now! Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered by the red door. As soon as we all got in there, as soon as...
Monokuma appears!
Hello, hello, hello! He's multiplied?
Wrong.
Nope, not multiplication. It just looks that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I've multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma? The one on the left. Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy, tough crowd.
You're not playing along. Along.
Stop talking.
We're not here to play with you.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train, elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please!
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sin with this. Yeah, sinner. What did you say? Abrav Desimo Byakuya is nicer again. Is he? He said something about let's leave. I guess it's okay to be mean to Monokuma, since he's evil and all. What's this demonic bear? Cow. Abomination. It's just a bear. It's just a white and black bear. I told you already, I didn't do it for serious! That reminds me, did you ever find the other costume or the note? Well, no, but... How unfortunate. Then it would seem we have our culprit.
Hey,
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Ifumi and Taka get away with this. For everyone who's still alive, and for the two that lost their lives. This is so sad. Alright, that's enough corpses. The one who killed Ifumi and Taka, the one who killed two of our friends. The killer is... in this room. Someone right here! Let's leave and find out who it is. I took that intense music lasted for a very short amount of time. I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I passed out. I began to walk toward the elevator. Once everyone was aboard, I was going to say abroad. The doors closed on their own, almost as if they were automatic. I'm grabbing a gun. He's not a bear. He's Monokuma. Monokuma, you hear? I didn't care much about those two. Taka and Ifumi? I liked Taka. He was cool. I've never played this game. Don't get angry. Koma-san, I'm gonna be furious if you say he's not a bear again. Oh wait, no, I was the one who said he's a bear? Anyway. And the steel box began to move. The big steel box. All you gotta know, basically, Koma-san, is that people are murdering other people and we gotta find out who did it and why. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. Did we really fall? Is it really falling if you're in an elevator? There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. Except down, which we were going. I'm not sure how long. There's a dog barking outside. Can anybody hear that? I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator door slid open, opening up into a cruel fate. Oh my god, the room was cute! When I see all of you gathered together like this... Bambi, I found a copy of Arch Rivals for NES. Nice! Is it at a reasonable price? Technically it is falling. I don't know about that. If I lowered something onto the ground gently, I wouldn't say that it was falling. And I feel like elevators lower down people gently. But maybe that's something that can be argued. I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
just the worst.
Only because of you? Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other? What? What? Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute!
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me! Of course I'm gonna start it! I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break! I'd never hold on to you like that. Okay, let's begin! Get to your assigned seats! And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Let's save the data. Yes, overwrite it. I think... Wait, did I get any new skills? Holding composed. Steadies your aim a little. Effective during the non-stop debate. I have space, I guess I might as well use it. I already have algorithm, right? Yes, I did. So the little gun means I already have them. Any others I can use? No. Okay, I guess I'm ready. Will you survive Danganronpa IRL? Heck no! I don't know, maybe if I made an alliance with someone? I'm a pretty nice guy, so if I could befriend someone and we could watch each other's backs, maybe I would survive, but I definitely wouldn't kill someone, A, and I'm not all that strong. I guess I'm decently fast, so I could like run away, but I'm not all that strong, so I probably, if someone wanted to kill me, they probably could do it quite easily. So, nah, probably not. What about you, Innocent? All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Arch Rivals is a basketball game where you can punch other players to steal the ball? That sounds amazing. Have they made other baseball or basketball games like that since then? We should just make basketball a contact sport. Is it not already? I don't know. Hi, Susie. Aw, dolphin sound. I can't make a dolphin sound. Here we go again. Yep, it's time. It's time once again.
Who done it?
To figure out who done it.
Only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one,
you all die.
then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Hello there, Abdullah Habib. Wait, look! I just noticed something. The YouTube fixed the @name thing. Furt was really upset about that, so I think he'll be happy to know that the names are back to normal. I didn't even notice.
Now then, to begin with...
Yeah.
We already know who did it.
That's just like your opinion, man.
Was that?
Was
It was
that?
Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
I'll say I'd live if they told me what evidence was relevant to the class trials. Like in the game, I'd be getting everything else because I wouldn't kill anyone unless it's an accident. But what if someone wanted to kill you, though? How would you defend yourself? You remember me? I don't think so. No, I don't. When was the last time you were here? Where did we meet? Someone called for it.
Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
How are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence.
And the evidence all points to
Blueprint
you!
For the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it, and all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling.
Quite compelling
It points
indeed.
to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
Crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know, I don't know!
Is Hiro really the killer, or before anything else, we have to make that clear. Who was the killer? That's the accident. I defend myself with everything. If they die, it's their fault. I see. So similar to what's her name? Sayaka from the very beginning, right?
Room.
Everything was found in your room. I forgot the
The
controls.
blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough.
All right, all right. Aim. Silencer. Fast forward. Oh, I can fast forward with B. Fire bullet. Okay. Select truth bullet. Concentrate. So what? I forgot. Oh yes, the silencer let me shoot these things. Oops!
That you are the culprit.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true, it's a conspiracy!
What was his message? Oh, the one about meeting somewhere or something?
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
Look at her hair.
No!
It's all crazy.
Hold on a second!
Hold on. Oh, I missed something. I mean, look at the blueprints. That handwriting is awful messy.
Everything we found in your room.
Right.
The blueprints, the suit parts.
No, the blueprints.
No, it's wrong.
No, that's wrong. That'd be blackened, so I try to disable them.
Are we sure Hiro really
That
made
is smarter.
those blueprints?
It's cruel, but it's the right choice. I'm King. I had an account named King. I was one of your first subscribers. Oh, I see. I do remember having... There was more than one person who had the name King. So I don't remember which King you were specifically, but I do remember having King viewers. So hello, how have you been? Would you still like to be called King, or would you prefer like Habib?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this.
Get a load of this.
It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared.
Meet in the dining hall.
The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no
They're not even
way you
close.
could think the same person made both of them.
Why am I number 3? That's a good question. Going to alert. Alright, Komo-san, I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
Sure, I'll
The differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
I don't think he drew the blueprints, at the very
And
least.
he's not the only one. I think Hiro's innocent as well.
What?
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit?
Elementary, my dear Hina.
Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
Why do I, didn't you? And of course he passes it off to me.
Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
Elementary, my dear Hina. The suspicious individual in question, the one that must have been inside the suit. It was Hiro!
Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Mm-hmm. When being stupid is an advantage. Tell them, Nagi.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
I don't think it's Hiro. Tell them who it is, Makoto. It was Hiro. Then it could only have been Hiro.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes
That's not what I meant.
sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
Yeah, see, Aoi, don't you get it?
So what you're saying is...
How could you be so blind?
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
Robo Justice.
What? Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes.
I was telling my life story in your previous broadcast in a funny way. You can remember something like that? I was telling you my name is Kratos. Ah! I guess I vaguely remember someone saying something about Kratos, but the thing you might have underestimated about me is just how bad my memory truly is. I'm really bad at remembering things, so I apologize, but thank you for attempting that for me.
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Makoto, take it away.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
What about
It was
Hifumi's?
seen that his corpse was moved using certain particular items.
Okay.
Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
It was the dolly. The things that were used to move Taka's body, they must have been the repository dolly.
I got it!
There's still one more thing. The tarp, I believe.
I got it!
I got it. I got it.
A dolly and a tarp, right?
You idiot. I didn't tell you to tell them that. I noticed it. Yep, it's true. I can't help it. I mean, I am the way I am. Tell them, what's with the attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain.
I can explain.
Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository.
Hello, Birdzilia. What's up? How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Everybody stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water.
And when we found it for the second time,
Look at
it
Hifumi's
was
tiny
wrapped in a
itty bitty little
big tarp,
shoes
right?
compared to his massive body.
It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room.
Ah, the one and very same.
So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
That makes sense. I miss you so much, my friend. Thank you. You never told me if you want to go by King or Habib, but I appreciate that. It's good to have you back. It's good to have you around again. Excuse me. How have things been? Bro skipped every leg day imaginable. Every day was just...
Okay,
I don't
that
know, arm day, I
explains
guess.
the tar. And the dolly?
Well, obviously they use the dolly to roll his body. What?
Same thing.
How could you not know what the dolly was used
I'm
for?
sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there.
But then
But
it was
when the
gone.
body disappeared, so did the dolly.
Sakura, is that her name, Sakura? I thought you were smarter than that.
Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository,
The dolly was
so
there.
did the dolly.
They didn't even think to move it? It's not very smart of them, is it?
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right?
I can't see how else they could have done it.
But are you sure you are not mistaken?
I'm not sure, but I am confident.
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
Yes.
That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room.
Okay, that's a good point.
It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room.
Unless the killer knew that that's where they were going to kill that person. If they had, oh, I don't know, given him a note saying to be there at that time. She wasn't in there, Venvi. Leave Sakura alone. Alright, I'm sorry, Sakura. Do you have any ambitions in YouTube? Any ambitions? Well, I kind of recently met my, 1,000 subscriber milestone, so my only ambition for now, I guess, is to grow. I guess I do have others. I have one that I'm kind of slowly making progress on, but that's kind of like a background thing that I can't really like say to you guys. Getting more outfits would be cool. Getting to do more collabs would be cool. But those are all pretty typical, I think, YouTube expectations or ambitions. Wish you good luck on the show I'm making. My friend is animating stuff. I'm very excited for the final cut. Oh, that's awesome. Good luck, Julia. I hope it all goes well. Let me know when it's released. Celeste gaslighting 101. Is that what's happening?
Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along?
She could be genuinely concerned.
Realize it?
Highly unlikely unless you think that I'm going
She's raised
freaking
an
crazy.
objection. How do you respond?
Objection!
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anymore.
Thanks,
We
Celeste.
have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Be that as it may, I'm still gonna help solve this case. Wow, I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change your mind. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. A new element has been added to the bullet time battles. Oh, goody goody. Let's hear more. Fortunately, no one has made a similar game to Arch Rivals, but I have an idea for one. What would be the idea? I'd love to do a collab with you playing a game like Warframe. Like Warframe? That'd be cool. Warframe, is that one free? We can definitely talk about it on Discord, Koma-san. We call the Object Challenges. It's an object show where a bunch of contestants are competing for $1 million. Ooh, nice. A show with stakes. Let's talk about reloading. Reload. Starting with this next bullet time trial, we're going to add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen underneath the temple mark, you'll see your ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't really been any limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. From now on, just locking on and pressing the X button won't be enough to handle them. That'll cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. It'll cost me 1 bullet. Okay. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are. Or you can reload by pressing the Y button. It's like locking on, you'll have to press the Y button in time with the temple marker. Okay. Basically, it's just remembering that the Y button has a function along with the A button and X buttons. Okay. You'll automatically reload at the start of fever time. Your ammo will not decrease. Oh, but if your action is such a gentle blah 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 blah. In which case you can ignore everything I just said. Good luck, have fun, and get her done. Alright. The moment of truth. Already? That was fast.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch.
I'm a what now?
I cannot agree. You are a fool. Do your worst. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic.
That was kind of easy, but
I
it
cannot
felt cool.
agree.
Yeah, shoot it, fire.
This should prove it.
The equipment room! Why do we have a final statement already?
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here.
It just so happens to be in my jacket pocket. I think you should broadcast on other platforms like Twitch and Kick. It'll help you increase views. Oh, thank you, thank you. Currently I don't have any interest in streaming on other platforms, but if for some reason YouTube starts like bugging out or not doing it for me, then maybe I'll consider it. But thank you for the advice. It's free, nice. If you finish this Danganronpa game, are you thinking of doing the others? Absolutely, yes. Probably not right after, but you know, after a small break to play other games, yes, I want to play the rest. Actually sounded like how the host says $1 million. $1 million! Something like that. I need to do it after my exams. That's fine, Komo-san. Help Vinby, so everybody lock in. I think you should broadcast on other platforms. Roy, not Kick. Don't use Kick. Stay away from Kick. Why? What's wrong with Kick? What's wrong with Kick? Nice, Brasilia. I'm glad I imitated them somehow.
When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room.
You record all the audio? Oh, nice! So, once your friend finishes the animations, you're just gonna have to put the audio to the video and then bing bong, it's done?
And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
What do you say about that, Celeste? My hair! Jesus, Celeste really hate me that much?
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way.
Let's
get back to the main subject.
Yakuya. Why do you tell him to stay away? Yeah, what's wrong with Kick, Linessa? Give me your evidence, give me your reasoning. He'll do that because he has the audio. Oh, he has the audio. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo-Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
Please do.
If you look back on how the body was transported,
oh, yeah,
it will become immediately obvious.
They did say that. They said the person in the robot suit can't bend down. If I look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. But what does he mean by that? We both have the audio? Like, you both have bits and pieces, or you both have the complete audio each? Robo-Justice costume!
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room.
Sure, I'll give you that.
And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Correct!
Yeah,
Sorry.
the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Fricka! Sorry, I thought that was the part. Come on, Makoto!
Shoot!
Shut up! Shoot! Okay, so I can skip with B.
As we know,
Taka was killed, and from there, the body...
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the... then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle...
Here comes the statement.
All you'd have to do is bend over.
It's not that simple, Aoi!
No, it's wrong. You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low.
Or kick it with your feet. Thanks for the people banned from Twitch Go. It's where the predators and exhibitionists stream. They get a bad name because they quick user. Really? Does it have that much of a stigma? I'm a genie, I remember. You remembered your magical powers? Game idea, Basket Brawl, a game where Lolita anime girls combine martial arts and basketball into a single sport. Martial arts and basketball. That sounds amazing. Does Lolita mean that it's like the maid outfit type style, like how Celeste has in this game? Wanna wish? I think I'll save it for now. I think I'm doing pretty good in the game. Have you stopped playing Genshin Impact? Kind of. I never went back to it. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of Genshin Impact. If people really want me to get back to it, then I probably will at some point, but if not, I might just drop it. I have been playing Honkai Star Rail though. Here's the process. Record the audio, send him the audio, he puts the audio and flip a clip, he animates it, sends the pieces to me to show me progress, I help him with tips, And when he's done to me and I
But
post it.
if you were wearing that suit,
Oh, nice.
do you think you could actually
Oh,
get
excuse
into
me.
a position like that?
It's a collaborative effort. That's cool.
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
Don't you remember, Hina? Look, it's a thumbnail. I'm blind as a bat in here. I can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist.
What a huge design
Am
flaw.
I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
Does she have Monokuma's eye shape on her shorts left leg? Do you see that? That little like white thing there? It's like the shape of Monokuma's eye, his evil eye. It's kind of scary.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
And couldn't see your feet. For example, one of the most famous kick users got famous for getting girls to strip on stream. Then he'd take pictures and share them. I don't think you want to be associated with those people. Definitely not. I think you should play Wuthering Waves. It's a very fun game. I've heard of that one too. I haven't checked it out yet, but I've heard of it. Hello, nobody. What's up? How are you doing today? Yes, they went back to their default name displaying method. I meant Loli as in a small petite woman. Gotcha, gotcha. Because I know Lolita is a thing, but I don't know if it's like what I said or if it's just related to Loli also.
Well, what's to stop
Like
you
this
from simply
this girl right
pushing
here
the
on
dolly
screen,
with your feet?
I feel like her style is Lolita, but I could be wrong about that.
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
That's a good point too.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
No, that's wrong. There's absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off just with the body because
I got it!
you can't take it off
I don't
yourself.
think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember,
Today's modeling was a pain in the neck. Why's that? My cousin made some of the storyline and my other friend helped me with the script. I write credits, voice act characters, my friend I was talking about, he animates it. That sounds so cool. That sounds like a lot of fun, honestly. A fun project to make. Her style is a gothic Richie. Oh yes, the gothic Richie look. I should strive for that look. I'm from an Arab country. Do you like Arabs? I don't think I've ever met any in person, but I have nothing against them. It'd be cool to meet one in person someday so I can, you know, see for myself what they're like. Let me explain. Basically, I was casually on Sacting PS5's stream. I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help! Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make this stupid freaking thing! There's a class on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
So there must have been an accomplice.
You really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
You were there when we talked about it, don't you remember? Can't relate because of school, and meanwhile, there was a war zone in the chat. Really?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
Why was it a war zone?
he could have gotten it off by himself. I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it.
That's fair.
Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
That's true! I do first sketches of props and characters, then the logo, all in Paint 3D on my PC. Is Paint 3D free or did you have to pay for it? You know that Jester guy I talked about? Which one was that? I remember you telling me about drama in the chat before, but I don't remember who Jester specifically was.
That's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
It's really, really true.
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
Correct.
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
Oh
You
yes, the
all got a
picture.
good look at it, did you not?
RJ.
The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice?
Robo
If
Justice.
whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that?
It was a transformer. He went too far again. It was free, not on the Microsoft Store anymore. Oh. From Algeria. Probably don't know it. No. Algeria. No, I don't think so. What's it like over there in Algeria? The name of the jester guy was called Wazxi? Waxy. Oh, I see. Waxy. Or Waxy. I like Waxy. Waxy sounds funnier.
Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
I remember. How did you get hurt? That guy hit me. What guy? Robo Justice. That's what I decided to call him just now. Just now,
So
huh?
long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question.
It's a fashion type, but also a descriptor for anime girls who are tiny and childlike in appearance, but are usually in their mid to late teens or older. You talking about Lolita or just Loli? Whatever other pronouncement. Waxy here. Some streams he often mocks acting. That's the streamer? Leads to the chat turning into a conflict.
The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
But what about all the evidence that we just brought up? How to explain that?
Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it.
That's true. We have all the time in the world, don't we?
Before we rush to a verdict,
It's not like our lives are on the line or
explore
anything.
every single possibility. Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Lowly. I see. Wait, it's short for Lolita? Really? I don't know that. Waxy is also a standard moderator, which means he can be timed out by expert moderators. Oh dang, are you an expert, nobody? In that chat?
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't
Thanks.
disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do
Thanks,
it.
Toko.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
That's a good point.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened.
Am I gonna have to...
I suppose we could start with this morning.
Okay, they're gonna talk about it. I thought I was gonna have to piece it together like at the end of the... cases. Wish you good luck on YouTube, that you'll achieve your dream. I'll support you, my friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Habib. I'm writing, he has about over 100 timeouts. That moderator does? Like that moderator's been timed out more than 100 times? That streamer must have a lot of patience. I'm actually about to start working on the logo right now. Nice, good luck, Virgilia. Hope it goes well. Thank you, Habib. Thank you.
4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
So Taka should have already been dead by
And
then.
as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
Okay.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo Justice.
Not
It
Robo
also
Justice.
soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi.
Man, over 100 timeouts. That's a lot of leniency from the streamer, if I can say so myself.
We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect.
Okay.
But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? I saw a shadow. Something moving right at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that...
He has alternate accounts. Huh. So you're saying he can kind of bypass the timeout thing if he wants
I
to?
saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
And then...
I don't know who said that. Probably Hifumi, if I had to guess. Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been... Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back. Gotta go back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups.
Uses the accounts to either evade timeouts or cause some fun. Really? I'm back. What happened? They're recounting all the events because... people are still on the fence as to whether or not it was Hiro.
Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect.
What happened? It was a little bit out of hand. What happened?
When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when
Poor
we
guy.
heard the body discovery announcement.
Ding dong dong ding.
I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Bit of waxy mocking sack thing. He was mocking another moderator called Luna. Oh no.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time.
How interesting that you say that.
Because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
What if I told you you could solve this case right now? Isn't that what I'm gonna do? Paint 3D load! It ain't loading. Reset the computer. Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered
gone.
we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
Basically, we're running back and forth all day. This can't be happening. Are we all hallucinating or something? It's not what she said.
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing.
This place is haunted. Maybe people were defending Luna? It's like exactly. I mean, instead of waiting till the end of the trial to find out who it really is. Oh, you're saying I could like skip all this? Or like enter the name somewhere somehow? Is that what you're saying? Others were on Waxy's side, were mocking people who were on Zack's side. So it was a war zone, like you said.
Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
we finally
Celeste
found...
informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
Excuse me.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated.
It sure is.
It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
What you gonna
Rather
do?
than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation.
Okay. Will that help us? Find out who it really is. You could literally know who it is if I gave you a small hint, unless you don't want it. Oh, I see what you're saying. No, that's fine. I mean, I'm already... my train of thought is already taking me somewhere anyway.
And from there,
But,
we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all
Thank you for
of them.
offering. Contradictions.
Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
What happened to Taka? The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them no matter what. But thank you, Vanessa. My argument. Wonderful file number 3. Who knows what it says?
So, regarding Taka's death,
Uh-huh.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi.
Most
Or
probably.
perhaps it was after?
It was probably before.
We already know what order they were killed in.
Really?
Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3.
The number doesn't really mean anything.
While Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
See? So it's
See?
obvious Taka came after.
Alright.
So, but I wonder if he, or perhaps it was after. We already know Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Fricka! So was the order one?
So,
Sorry.
regarding I wonder if he, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in.
What the frick? Oh, I probably need to scan something. I forgot there was a scan option. I'm dying quickly. What was the scan button again? I actually don't remember. Wasn't there a way to pull things from somewhere else? I don't want to go into detail on what was happening during the conflict. It has some sort of happy ending. Look how stupid Aoi's statement is. It's R? Oh, concentrate lets me suck it up. Conflict ended so randomly it almost felt like nothing happened. Really?
So, regarding Taka's
Oops! I keep pushing the wrong button, darn it.
He died, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order
Oh
they were
god!
killed in.
Okay, I didn't mean to do that.
Taka came last.
What makes you
I
say
keep
that?
pressing I'm so
Because of the
sorry.
numbering of the Justice Hammer.
Oh, that's not the one. That's the slow down
It's true
time.
that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3.
Oh god.
While Taka's death came from a swing.
What was
of
the
Justice
freaking
Hammer
suck
4.
button?
See? So
See?
it's obvious Taka came after.
Let me see one more time. Sensor, aim, fast forward. Look at the handbook menu. Maybe I hold L.
So,
No,
regarding
I'm just gonna shoot at
Taka's
the only other thing I have to shoot at.
I wonder if he died
And pray.
before Hifumi.
Or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammer.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer, while Taka's death came from a swing of.
See?
Oh, there's only those
So it's
two?
obvious Taka came after.
Oh, I'm stupid. Joe Hammers were numbered.
So, regarding Taka's
I don't know how to do
I
this.
wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi
Whoa,
was killed
what was
with
that?
Justice Hammer 3. While Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
Remember. Such a complicated. I said something that would go along as if another argument happens, I will snap. Stop and see, figure it out. I'm trying. Think, Benby, think. What was the button? What was the suck button?
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
What the frick?
So, regarding Taka's death.
What is this? Okay, what does this say anyway? They were killed with a similar weapon, which means they couldn't have been different hammers. But didn't I already shoot both of them? Am I stupid?
I wonder if he died before Hifumi.
Not the button I meant to press.
Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you
Press
say
the
that?
help button. Didn't I do that already? Wait, is there help here? Oh, that is what I'm doing. That is the help button does this. Oh, is it just this? Okay, here we go. It should say here. Let's see. Oh, do I just have to hold X maybe? God dang it, it is hold X. Fricka! Okay. Alright, sorry. Thank you. You saved
Because of the
me.
numbering of the Justice.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer.
While Taka's death came from
It went right by.
So it's obvious Taka came after.
That was obvious.
So, I wonder if he, or perhaps it was.
I'm a
We
failure
already
as
know
a
what order Taka came
freaking
last.
What makes you
Detective.
Because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
Alright, there we go.
It's true that Hifumi, while Taka's death came
Well, that idea.
So it's obvious Taka came after.
It was the numbering.
I wonder if he, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in.
Frick! That was so stressful. Oh, which means that in case any other war happens in sex streams, I'll unleash all of my anger.
That the hammers were used in
You
the
gotta be
same
careful about how
order
you
as
use
their
your anger.
numbers.
We're dead. No, we survived. Mocking everyone. You're gonna mock people, or you're gonna become the very thing you swore to destroy. I'm sorry.
If anything,
That was very.
that's just another way
That was
the
my
killer
fault.
tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order,
We're not dead. We're good. We're fine.
but in
We'll
reality,
come out on
Taka
top.
was killed before Hifumi?
You expect us to believe that?
Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. There's something that relates to what time he must have died. It was his wristwatch. Surely that's wristwatch. There's nothing else it could be. I forgot if I have to do them in order, but I think I do. Wrist. What the frick? Oh, I forgot it was already there. Watch. Yep. Give me the H, baby. Give me the H! It was his wristwatch. Now I get it.
I've got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
It was working fine. Hey, you! How long do you think it was waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air. It's almost 10 o'clock!
so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before
Right.
Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
Right.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
Fair, fair. Still happened in one of Sack's streams once. One time I was so angry the arguments were happening. Every time I had to mock some
That
people.
simple fact slipped past all of
Did it
us.
help? Was that a correct solution?
We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
Those darn hammers!
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now,
Fair.
if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window.
Dun dun
Because
dun!
when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
Fair enough.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
To take it to the next level, it only caused the stream to end. Oh. Well, does it seem like escalating it more would also be a bad idea then? Maybe we should think of a different solution then. Yeah! Huh? What was that? We saw all this already. We gotta go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko.
Bleh.
Then we all ran down to the nurse's office. And that's where we found his body. That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Thank you, Jill.
I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
You could have just said they destroyed it
Don't
afterwards.
just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared.
It means letting my inner wrath escape from my body, then yes. Good job, Hira. That's where the conflict has stopped. There's no other choice. You say that, but maybe you should be a bit more open-minded about that. Is there really no other choice?
When his body vanished
Or do you just
from
want
the
to believe
nurse's
that?
office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room.
With the dolly and the tarp.
We were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing. Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
So it totally could have been me.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Yufumi's body.
What are you trying to say, that she's weak?
Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Oh yeah.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway. In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies.
It's saying for everyone to stop all work, I have to do it. I understand.
On the other hand,
I mean, if you've tried,
Hiro
then
and Kyoko had
maybe there's no other way.
so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who,
rolling.
I propose we start talking about how. In particular,
Okay.
I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. Then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time? It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took
Hifumi
their
isn't a
eyes off
cute
of
little
him.
man. That's why she wouldn't have killed him.
But to carry that much weight from the
She's got a
first
type
floor
when it comes
up
to
the
killing.
third in that short amount of time?
You'd have to be a superhero or
Man,
something.
Yeah, there's no way. It'd be impossible.
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were
Steroids.
to move itself.
Huh?
The dead body moved on its own?
No, not another ghost.
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is
Yeah, she literally said that. Oh, that's right. I probably forgot.
we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
It's possible.
Alive?
It's possible.
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
We can't
What do
deny
you
it
mean?
as a possibility.
Who found his body? He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
Like a possum.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive. Is it really possible? Well, then anybody check his pulse? Make your argument. Broken wristwatch. Almost certainly not the answer.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
That seems helpful.
It is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that?
Not sure about that, are we?
Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
That's probably what it was. Like tacos!
Are you saying that
careful.
when we first found
I'll be
Hifumi,
careful!
It is Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that
How? Surely
How?
you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Blammo!
No, it's wrong.
It's wrong! And I'm about to break.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made
Dun, dun,
really
dun.
intended for Hifumi?
Hibiaka and Kyoko know everything already. For some reason, just waiting for Makoto to figure out and tell everyone. Yeah, I feel like that's been the case for a lot of the trials, and I don't know why. Like, why are they like training him?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
Coincidence? I think not!
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
Dun dun dun! Now you may be thinking that I will mock everyone using some hurtful words, but no, I'm gonna go beyond. Plus
First of
Ultra?
all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
That's true.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
Doesn't seem like his style,
What do
though.
you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
Thanks,
Didn't answer our
Monokuma.
question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
Lazy bum,
No,
lazy
actually,
bum.
that was plenty.
Huh?
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means...
Which means they're the antagonist support. They're not allowed to lead the trial. Because of antagonist, the game doesn't move on without his pea-sized brain. Okay, that makes sense from a gameplay perspective, but what about from a narrative perspective? At 4 levels of wrath, first level is an average angry level, an average angy level, standard wrath. That sounds really scary when you phrase it like that.
Even if we find the same body again later,
Wrath is such a strong
he
word.
won't make the announcement again.
Right.
If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
He's right.
Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
The second body discovery announcement, the first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office in the equipment room. And the second time was when... when both bodies were rediscovered.
I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
They were just laying there. Menacingly! Second level is very above average wrath. Super wrath. Sounds like a superpower when you say it like that. A body has been discovered at a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like. The class trial will begin.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
That's a
In
good point.
reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually
Actually?
discovered for the first time.
So when we found
Gasp.
Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
That sounds about right.
That's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Still alive.
Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
How do you know
That is the
that?
worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
There's something that can help strengthen the argument that he is.
Let's take
Or he
another
was.
look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body.
The level's just bullying some people and calling them not cool things. But bullying is wrong! Fourth level is what I'm gonna do.
Then it should
Hyper
become
wrath.
clear whether he was really alive
But
or
what do you
not.
do?
This whole thing is pointless.
Is it though? Our lives are kind of on the line here. There has to be proof that Joseph was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone! State your case. Hifumi's glasses. I think that is exactly what points to him
Well,
still being
here's
alive.
one thing we do know.
Yeah.
The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office.
Yeah.
And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
Oops, I didn't know I could get two in one.
And the next time we
Why
saw his
disappear?
body, it was in the repository.
Right.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved,
Here comes the statement.
other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
That's wrong!
No, it's wrong.
You're not gonna like this,
In
but
fact,
I just
there
become...
was one clear difference
Am.
between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository.
The one from I'm Screaming But Cannot Have a Mouth, or whatever it's called. Hi, Skyback, what's up? How are you? How are you? You made it! Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's your day been going today?
His glasses.
His glasses were the
That
culprit
fact
the whole
alone
time.
proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
His glasses were covered in
When
pink.
we found Hifumi in the nurse's
bubblegum.
office, his glasses were covered
I mean,
with
blood.
But when we found him again later in the repository,
They were covered in apple
they were
juice.
spotless.
They're spotless.
And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
That's wrong. Doing good. Since it's Canada Day, going to be watching the fireworks later. Oh, nice! Happy Canada Day. Is that kind of like the 4th of July for us? Because here we just celebrate 4th of July with fireworks as well. Do you guys do anything others than fireworks special today? The evidence I found in the trash can in the nurse's office was the spot. This one, the cloth with the anime figure that I forgot about. Yes, yes, I presented.
Got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot.
A certain cartoon mascot only Hifumi would be into.
One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
Oh my god. I have no mouth and I'm a scream. That one, yes, I have no mouth and I'm a scream. Thank you, Joshua. We also sang we sing the national anthem. Oh, nice.
The character was Princess Piggles.
Princess Piggles, huh?
Some demon angel pretty pudgy princess.
How much do you think they get voice actor got paid to say that? I'm gonna become an allied master repeater when I become hyper wrathful. But what is that gonna let you do? The poverty god? Why does that sound so familiar? What is the poverty god? Like that sounds.
I highly doubt
I've heard that
anyone
before.
but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question.
Fair enough.
It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
He cleaned his glasses, got up and walked away. You dunderhead! I'm trying to save you.
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Wow. I can't believe someone would use a glasses cleaning cloth to clean glasses. I mean, as in turning into Am. I mean, as in having Am-like anger. Oh. The mascot is a poverty god? Wait, the mascot of what? See, you're confusing me something fierce.
It does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
Why would anyone else do it, Celeste? Tell
But
me.
who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
You idiot!
That's a good point.
And it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office.
Still
He
alive.
pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see.
Uh-huh.
Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet.
Jesus. That is evil, nobody. Look, you made Linus an O-face. Why would you say something like that?
And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse
Uh-huh.
becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
I would say that. Yes, you're right.
If he was just pretending to be dead. What was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
It was probably blood.
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies.
Right.
He probably used one of those.
I
He figured
concur.
if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out. So he just dumped it everywhere.
What a
But he
freak.
got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. Oh, what an idiot.
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained.
Yeah.
It should be
You're right.
perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Who moved it? It was
I got
him.
It could only have been Hifumi.
It's Pepto-Bismol.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's
It is
office,
extraordinarily pink,
he
isn't
went
it?
to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
It might be pink sauce.
That
Oh,
also
that sauce?
explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura
Right.
headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
Can you believe
The
it?
repository door can only be locked from the
Thank you
inside.
guys for the hearts. Thank you.
Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the
Thank you, thank you, thank
repository, someone was already inside.
I'm gonna go. Goodbye, nobody. Thank you for your story that you told us. Have a nice rest of your day or evening. Take care. Bye bye.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository.
But why would he do that,
So,
Kyoko?
Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
Like an idiot.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
Absolutely.
More?
Go ahead and show
Oh,
us.
absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
Oh, that item? The note. Right?
I got it!
I got it.
You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Tell them, tell them, tell them. You guys can't do anything yourself.
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his...
Don't worry, it wasn't his socks.
Yes, his pants.
Of course.
Hey, well, forget about the pants for now.
It all makes
Take a look at
sense.
what the note says.
I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said...
It's, I'm gonna say that every time they tell Makoto to say something they already know. Sakura knows his pain. Poor Makoto. Hello, digital. Is that trigger happy? Oh, I'm very trigger happy. Can you hear this? Those are the triggers being happy.
Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro.
Right.
And that person could only have been...
Hifumi's pants! It was
I
Taka.
got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right?
Sure.
So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
TikTok is Taka?
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka.
Explain it to me like I'm a child.
Right? Ugh! Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, just like Jack is seriously scary, but still, I can't let her get to me. She's made fun of Hina for the last time. Broken wristwatch, Hifumi's glasses cleaning cloth. None of that matters here.
Huffy had the note, right?
Sure.
Then the person it was intended for
Yeah.
must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to me?
6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter!
Doesn't it?
The note has nothing to do with
Nothing to do with TikTok. I guess that's wrong?
Huffy had the note, then the person it was in must have been Huffy! But remember what the note
Sounds like a
what time did it
chicken.
say to 6 a.m.? The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Stop saying TikTok. Darn it! I guess it was...
Shoot!
Oh no, yeah, she is right. I guess it was the first thing.
Happy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Happy!
Oh, frick! Oh. I have my stuff all jumbled. I guess the bullet in question is the very last statement, then?
Happy had the note, then the person it was in must have been Happy! But remember what time did it say to me?
6 a.m., I believe.
Wait. Hold on. Did I shoot the wrong thing just now, or did I still have the thing? Wait. I actually have to go back and see because I don't remember what I shot. Hold on. Oh, I did shoot the wrong thing. Okay, so maybe hold on.
The time doesn't matter!
Sorry.
The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
I missed it again. Okay, hold on. I can do this, maybe.
Happy had the note, then the person it was in must have been Happy!
But remember what the note said.
Frick me.
What time did it say to me?
Oh, dang it.
6 a.m.
It's his wristwatch? Oh, really?
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Oh, nice. Thanks, Vanessa. I would have gotten that wrong again. Cause...
No.
Oh, I see.
There absolutely is a connection.
I'm still here. I'm just working on the logo for the object challenges. I'm not chatting much. That's alright. I appreciate you lurking. I appreciate it. What are you talking about with us?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered.
6 a.m. 6
We've already
a.m.
proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where
But
the
wait,
note
there's
says to
more.
meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note.
You saved my skin.
I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Thanks, Jill.
Someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
About to die. I wanted to help. Thank you.
But if
You
they
really
gave
saved
the note
me.
to Taka, what was
I don't wanna die.
with it? Stuffed down his pants, no less!
What a weirdo.
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Show us everything. Proof if we still don't know from town. He had his own scrap of paper.
I got it! When I
Notice we got
searched
the
Taka's
users
body,
back now. We have
I saw
the
that
leaderboard
his
stuff.
lifeless
I
hand was
know.
gripping a small scrap of paper.
Maybe that username stuff was YouTube trying to implement this leaderboard stuff onto my channel? Perhaps? I have no idea. But it's all back to normal now, it seems.
The sheet
That's
of
good.
paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly
I
with
knew
the
it.
note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Had the same mother!
They're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip,
His death grip.
leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
Sounds right to me.
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure.
I'm sorry.
In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
You're taking it too far, hero.
Sorry. No.
We already got the announcement that he was dead.
When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead.
Completely, totally, and utterly
The second
dead.
body discovery announcement proves that.
Oh yeah.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He
Killer.
was killed in the repository.
Sorry.
So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
Right.
So he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
Makes sense
During
to
that
me.
time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body.
So it could have been
In other
anyone.
words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Hero's so smart.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
Oh, so I guess you two have alibis.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus.
Why
What are you
walrus?
calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
Yeah, what's
And
that,
what
Hero?
might that be?
He's gonna say something brilliant, I'm sure.
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Okay, that's a decent point, actually.
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi,
and then put it
and
back.
put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Good job, Hero. That was very smart.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue. So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
So proud of Hero. He finally made sense for once.
Then...
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
It's
I
possible.
don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
Same kind
So
of thing.
then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
It must have been a hammer. Somehow I have to find the truth. Spotless hammer. That sounds about right.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was,
Yeah.
there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them holding it? Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems
Murder
pretty clear.
gear? Is that a real
The
website?
murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
That's not necessarily
And-
true.
That's about it.
I think I'm gonna say that's the wrong statement. It could have been a spotless hammer.
What was
Maybe.
Was it Justice? Maybe Justice Hammer.
Maybe Justice. It was Justice. Had to be Justice.
How did nobody witness? Sounds like a Justice Hammer! Check out murdergear.com!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice.
Huzzah!
No, it's wrong.
Sometimes it really is easy. Put the dolly anyway.
The
Wait,
murder
what?
weapon wasn't
Oh, the
a
dolly.
Justice Hammer at
I thought you were
all.
talking about a doll for some
No,
reason.
it was something completely
Yeah, no one would have
different.
noticed that.
But-
Definitely.
Seriously? A different weapon?
Are you serious right now?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris.
Okay.
For some reason, one of them
Oh.
had been scrubbed clean.
Can you think about why?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off.
Obviously.
I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones,
Short ones? Tall
and
ones?
even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
Sure. I mean, a hammer's a hammer, right? You can't stray from the design too far and still have it be a hammer.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that was
Devious
the true
indeed.
killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him. Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this,
Ludicrous.
did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least, that's what we thought of at first. But that's what we thought at first. But thinking about it now... Spotless hammer!
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us,
Mm-hmm.
even if more than one person is complicit in the murder,
Yeah.
only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive.
You're right.
Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
I mean,
That is how the rule was explained to us.
it's a very strong statement.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
There were two murders!
Can we say there's no
Based on the
chance?
rules, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate. Assuming the rule holds true, it is
Eat these.
no, it's wrong.
It's incorrect, Celeste. That's what it is.
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
Otherwise, the murderer would have had to kill themselves.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
Those are big words, Kyoko.
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
Sure.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They
Okay.
made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
I see.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents.
Well, yeah, again, if that wasn't the case, the murderer would have had to kill themselves. Yeah, Kyoko, Makoto didn't get big words. Makoto don't get big words.
And it
You gotta
only
use small
looked
words.
like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look.
I mean, look at that hair. You really think you can comprehend such large words?
A single suspicious individual,
I'm just kidding.
a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies.
It's a murder mystery.
Creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if
Pretty
true,
sneaky.
means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
From the very beginning.
That's
Oh.
just awful.
I didn't check this
How
whole
could
time,
anyone be so cruel?
but I hope my game volume is not too loud. If it is, just let me know, but hopefully it's fine.
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
If he's a simp. He's a simple man, I'll give you that. The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. That was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning, which is why she set out to look at this series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing, although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end, murdered him. In the debates up until now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. Oh, okay. I guess I'm choosing now, huh? It was you! No, it wasn't. Celeste!
Here's my answer.
You tricked him!
It was Celeste.
Because he was a simp.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke?
This isn't a joke.
I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
Right.
The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit from brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
I like her accent change.
Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is.
It
Throughout the
is.
investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
Tell her, Makoto. What is it only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? Only they saw the suspicious individual.
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste.
Tell them, Naegi. Tell them.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Makoto, be quiet. I never told you to tell them that. How dare you take my words from my mouth?
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual.
I never have, nor will I ever ask you to give the explanation for
If
me.
we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
What did she say?
Saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct?
Yeah.
And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
Please remind me. I saw a shadow. Something moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen.
Them's fighting
Next,
words.
to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come
It
to
went
see
something
what was
like
wrong,
this.
What was it she
Ah.
Sorry. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
said? Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Get to work. Yeah! We read this literally 3 times this stream.
It was to get us to divide into 2 groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact,
That's
Celeste was
right.
precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Oh my god, it's true. It's all true. And why don't we split into 2 groups? I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting. Very well, then Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I will leave the capture of the suspicious individual to Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
Byakuya, you're so smart.
And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on.
Ah!
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of
Gasp.
telling him, we're on the 3rd floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
Really? Ah! The heck did it went across the sea? Can I tell how he died? You're gonna tell us or you're asking us how he died?
I just realized
Go
another
for it.
strange
We know how he died. Or we suspect we know how.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
He hit his small toe finger on the table. Yeah, he smacked his pinky toe on the little thing on the floor. He went, aha! But then I was going to give you earlier, I was going to ask, who led the events in the Robo-Justice chase? Oh yeah. I don't know if I would have been able to put together right there that it was Celeste, but it makes sense now that you say it. That's what I expected. I see. Well, look at that. He can't really get that bloody from a little toe smack, can he? I certainly was not expecting this. I had not imagined that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste,
Murdered.
you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe
Say
it.
something, Celeste.
Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
Say something.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
Excuse me.
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
What a snake.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed.
Toe smack was so intense. The impact traveled all the way up to his brain and it exploded. Oh my god. Can you imagine that if you hit yourself on your toe so hard, like in the cartoons where, yeah, the bulge just travels up to your head.
Wouldn't you
So your
agree,
head pops.
Celeste?
God dang, that'd be something.
I have no idea what you mean.
Is that a fact?
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I
Did
didn't
I?
even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
What did she say? They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys died. What?
I remember her
Is
saying
it
that, too,
that she said they?
but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Gaslighting 101. That's why she's a gambler. It was a pretty brilliant scheme, all things considered.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room.
Uh-huh.
Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto.
Okay.
Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead.
I didn't catch that either. Dang.
Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
It means she already knew he was dead, you idiot! Even though she wasn't there.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Byakuya said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. But what is he alluding to? You mean the thing he just said in plain English just now? The Monokuma file.
All I said was... They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here.
We are all going to die here.
We are going to die, just like those guys died.
Just like those
And that is all I
guys.
say.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it?
It's
What was
obvious.
so strange about Celeste's comment?
I don't know. Is that can that be the thing I break? I guess it would make sense. Tell them, Naegi. Tell them.
All I said was...
They must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be positive. We are all going to die. We are going to die. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's
I guess-
obvious.
let's see if this works.
What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Fricka! That wasn't that. Thanks, I can do the work for you. Figure out for yourself why our comment doesn't make sense. I mean, I know why it doesn't make sense, but I just don't know how to tell you that, Byakuya. I guess if I do it the reverse, it might work. Because he said so strange.
All said, they must really be enjoying this.
They know their
The
bullets.
sight of us, they must be positively lit. We are all going to die. We are going to die. And that is all I said.
And that's all.
I
it
think doing the
takes to
reverse will
finish
work.
it. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
That's so strange. Rawr! Why are you roaring,
They must
Skybeck?
really
What's
be
happening?
enjoying the sight of us standing out. They must be positive. We are all going to die here.
We are going to die. Just like those.
Okay. I had it backwards. You felt like it. I get it. Sometimes we have impulses and we can't control ourselves.
That's right.
But
There's
roaring
no
really?
reason
No, I'm just
Celeste
kidding.
should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall.
Suspicious.
There was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste?
How'd you know?
More than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys?
Did you say K-pop Demon Hunters? I didn't. What is that?
Because Kyoko had
K-pop
also
Demon
disappeared,
Hunters?
right?
Sounds cool.
So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
It's one of my many strengths.
Imagination.
I'm just kidding.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took?
I wasn't
How do you
lying.
explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
Well, you see,
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer.
you happen to know,
In
huh?
other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
I
Surely
meant what
there
I
are
said.
other explanations
And I
than the
said
one
what-
you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
You're wrong. Other explanations? Other explanations? There's a picture of the suspect being dragging Hifumi away. The only possibility is Hifumi is dragging the suspect away.
I got it!
I got a heart for
It's
that,
not
or half a heart, or
picture of
something.
the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's a smart tactic in terms of debate. What is?
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around.
Alright,
And the
alright.
strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing
Heard.
something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what
Yeah, that's true.
happened. You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this.
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
She is a little bit salty, ain't she? Let's think she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. Is that really possible? Well, let's let her talk. Let her talk and find out. The costume, the message, and the blueprints.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Okay, I get what they're trying to say. How do I access the, Hina said she couldn't bend at the waist.
dressed me up in that suit after I passed out.
I guess it's just the costume then, right?
Straight me across Hifumi and
Had him carry
you tried to make me look like a bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is if the person inside the suit was unconscious. There's no way they could stand up straight like this.
Okay, it worked.
No, it's wrong.
So it's going back to a piece of evidence that relates to so far back beginning of the incident, which can cause everyone else
Even if the person
rethink all
inside the suit were
events.
unconscious,
Oh, I
they
see.
could still stand up like
Fortunately,
that.
most of the people in this room are smart. Okay, you're right. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Going back to the beginning might make people like double guess themselves. Just making sure you know I'm still here. I know you're here, Brasilia. Hello.
Because that Robo Justice
Thank you
suit
for
had a
lurking.
certain characteristic.
He couldn't pin at the waist. It's an obvious oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Oh, look at that. She got a new face. She looks upset.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it.
Stuffed them.
That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Dun dun dun.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate. That's a good face for her. Makes her look evil.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
God dang.
Celeste? Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Dying? What did he tell us? Hey, Fumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right, I remember their name. Yasu. Hiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Right.
I got
My
her
name
right.
isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Are you sure about that?
Confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
You're making yourself more suspicious.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
I like her new voice.
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
Last names. Yeah, he called us Makoto.
I got it! That's right, our last names.
Good job,
He called
Hiro.
us all by our last names.
You're a national treasure like always.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example.
That's true.
So if Hifumi
Excuse
did
me.
mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name.
I think that's my favorite face for her so far. Indecent.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal.
I mean, not to play devil's advocate here, but he was dying. So he may not have had his wits about
But he
him.
must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Oh, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think
Your name,
you take
Celeste,
your
your name.
false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit.
How about crying? Can you cry?
On! Enough with your idiotic blather. Yasuhiro is a loser's name. Do I look like a loser to you?
The names have nothing to do with how the way people are.
Well, do I?
You kind of look like a maid.
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Still kind of on here, Cat Noir.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Darn it, you reminded me of it, Skybeck. I wasn't thinking about it until now.
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen.
Why? I can't close my ear holes. I'd have to plug them with my fingers.
It's Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste still won't give up, so then I have to do something to make her accept it. Celeste, you've lost. You won't be able to talk your way out of this one.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something.
Because of your E-hand block.
He wanted us to know the killer's last name. Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name.
It's
What happened
so...
to you, Celeste? You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you?
She does sound desperate.
Name is...
My name is...
Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
I like how it's upside
How
down.
long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
But wait, I do have a way to contradict you. You akumatized villain?
That's it. The handbook.
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to this healthy school life, so don't lose it when you start up. Go display your name, always make sure you have the right one. It's already notebook, I mean. It has so many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check our handbook, and that'll clear up everything.
Case
That's how we
closed.
can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Ma'am, you're in a court of law. We have the right to
Celeste,
affirm our suspicions.
can you please just tell us what really happened? Please.
Obviously
Just
not,
tell us.
or she'll get caught.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because...
She sounded like a chicken at the end.
Until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
That's true. The duel isn't over till the last card is played.
Fine. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes.
Because.
That'll bring everything to an end.
Closing something. Alright, so they talked, they chatted, yada yada yada. They probably shook hands is what I imagine that picture is of. Oh, okay. Yeah, this, right? I would assume. How do I... Okay. He exists, I guess? Did they smack him with a hammer? Actually, I don't know which one goes here. Let's move on for now. Okay, so the picture, right? We're gonna take a picture? Makes sense. Justice Hammer 4. He smacked him with Justice Hammer 4. No, that would have been after. I guess the... Wait, this says 1? This is confusing. Oh, he checked his watch. 6 o'clock. Wristwatch. Smacked him in the head, and then the hammer was all bloody, right? Probably. And then... Can I aim at the question marks for the correct thing? What? I can aim here? Oh, I see. Oh, cool. I know that. Let's see. So what does this one say? Who was it the killer summoned first? So this one probably goes here. So what would have been gone here though, then? What time? Oh, Lena, so you're so smart. It was 1 o'clock. Okay, that makes sense. Now, what did this say again? I ignored it. Faked the existence of a shadowy criminal. He faked the existence of a shadowy criminal? Was it the hammer? I imagine it was the hammer, but I don't really remember. We'll go back to that one, maybe. This hammer, as always, is probably this one. Most likely this one, covered in blood. Oh, these are cute drawings. Let me use something to move Taka's body. It was the dolly! Weapon the killer used to murder Fumi. Ah, yes. Whoops. This one. Alright, let's see if that's correct or not. Crystal ball from the first one? I know. Yeah, the one they threw at the
killer persuaded someone to help carry
trash can, right? Or the furnace or whatever. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. What is that face? Why do you have to make that particular face?
A number of otherwise impossible schemes.
Mm-hmm. Tick, tick, tick.
First,
so what's up,
they
guys?
convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning.
It was Hero. Oh my gosh. That's very scary.
Was Hero. The murderous duo intended to pass Hero off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit.
How evil.
Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault.
Quote-unquote assault.
They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker.
Surprised he didn't get any cramps from all that.
And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan.
Mierder.
They called Taka to the equipment room.
Oh my gosh. They caught him off guard.
And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder.
That's terrible. I liked Taka.
The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect.
Very smart tactic,
First fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But
this plan is great, but relies too much on luck and assumptions. I think it was fairly well coordinated. They planted all the evidence at the right times. They separated all the investigators.
While we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office.
But I guess you're right. I guess if anyone didn't decide to split up or go look where they were supposed to, it would have all fallen apart immediately.
This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for.
The blood.
He took a blood
Not very
from the
fanciful.
refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered.
Murdered.
He let out
Excuse
a
me.
scream to draw
I
us
love the
back.
drawings of their
And when we
faces.
returned, that's what we found.
Hina has freaking gigantic eyeballs.
Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi.
Naturally.
We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation.
Yeah, but what if someone saw Taka's body before they should have on the way to meet the others? That's true. I guess their advantage was it's a big school and they all agreed to meet at in the freaking, what's it called, cafeteria, right?
Simply got up and made his escape.
I guess they were relying on that
When
fact.
we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office.
God, he looks so hot.
And once
What a
again,
heartthrob.
Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment.
If only he was a little nicer. If only he weren't such a jerk all the time. Yeah.
He wrapped Taka's body in the tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared.
Kashaw. He's like a cat. What a dance.
The killer had in mind for their final act.
That's funny. I mean, poor Hifumi, oh no.
Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository.
What a fiend.
That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Whoa. Flowers. Very dramatic. It was you, wasn't it? Oh, that looks cool.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
Game over, Celeste. It's the most exercise Hifumi did in his life. Too bad it ended soon after. That's what you get when you exercise too hard. That is where everybody died and you are the only one. Doesn't that mean you're the winner? You get to go home? Or do you have to live in school forever because you didn't murder anyone?
Lost?
Win without doing anything. Congrats! Do you win or do you stay stuck in the school because you technically never became blackened?
I lost?
You lost.
When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Admit it.
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no.
No.
Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Hayako.
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
That's fair.
Interesting.
No, you win. The game continues until no class trials can happen. Oh, cool. I didn't know that fact. That detail. Well, you put up a great fight, I gotta say. Bum, 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 bum. What do I get? What do I get? What do I get? Hey, 97 medals. Jabus Krabus. How many do I have?
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
I like her other voice. Except when she's yelling.
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay. If
Let's
you would,
get it over
please
with.
locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
So whimsical. He really loves his job, I guess. Too bad his job is immoral and sickening. Ta-da! It was Celeste! Taiko, or whatever she said her name was. If it goes soon, if I disappeared, I'm gone. Alrighty, goodbye, Lena, so thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening. Take care. Basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct! The blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was... Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Ifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Ifumi with this plan, but how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then,
Then did you use, you know... I knew you figured out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Ifumi to act as my accomplice,
indeed.
I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean... Is she talking about alter ego?
Say what?
What? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop as usual, house.
In other words,
Then you're the one that stole it?
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it had disappeared, I had Hifumi a little visit. I paid Hifumi a little visit. What are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What?
are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it. What?
So then...
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I'd found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room early and took pictures of it there. I deleted the pictures as soon as I'd shown it to Fumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him! But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
As for me...
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh,
He did?
As for me...
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say. He abused me.
What?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime, an absolute crime! I knew he'd got a little crazy, but
Say what?
I'd never imagined he would go that far! It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was. I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to freaking kill him!
Most unfortunate.
Wait, please, if you go now, you'll be playing right into his hands. Huh?
Actually...
Taka's planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean... Taka's going to try to kill you.
Indeed.
Poor Hifumi. And also he can keep her to himself.
This is unforgivable!
I'll never forgive him!
Completely unforgivable!
I'm not gonna say that.
Honestly.
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I? She...
I swear I will save her!
Actually...
Then, would you like to join with me? It just so happens I've come up with a plan. Huh? I devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. He he. Oh ho ho ho. And with that, it is complete. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Ifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. What was his voice? He was putting up a tough guy voice, you know? He was emotional. The power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Ifumi's creation?
Indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt too. All he asked me to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
So why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. That's it?
Let's see...
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. Feel like I could cry. But when you were explaining your plan to Ifumi, how'd you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you had actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part pretending to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded, he was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course, that wasn't all there is to it. As I explained to Ifumi, the plan was, while we were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Ifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
So in the end...
So you had planned to kill him all along.
But of course, there would have been no point in my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Don't be mean!
Now you sound like
I
Byakuya.
wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, that's true. But that's not all there is to it. For the moment our new life began here, my only thought has been escape. But all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch.
Obviously that was a lie!
Hey!
I couldn't take it, I hated it from day one! More than anyone else in here.
You little bitch.
Stop saying that. I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you want to know why? Huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream. And what was this dream of yours?
isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. A castle? Oh my god, their eyes. And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers / bodyguards. I was gonna make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. I mean, fair's fair, she knows what she wants. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing to be done.
unfortunately my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream till the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you're really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel
do
nothing.
you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. And that's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
Hey,
Just get executed again.
Hee hee hee. You don't get it, Susie? What part don't you get? Celeste smiled then, and when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. You finished the logo? It took so long. You know, sometimes great work takes a long time. Congratulations, Berdelia. I'm glad you finished it. And that weak fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Y'all done? Okay, then let's get rolling. The blackened disturb the peace and must pay the
Now
price.
then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this.
Punishment, punishment. This is...
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why...
disturbing the
it's not
peace.
important. Well then, take care, everyone.
Bye,
Perhaps we'll meet
Celeste.
again in another life.
Maybe. Just sent to my animator. Nice, nice. You sent me an image you drew, Skyback. Let's see. Celeste has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Oh, excuse me. She has such pretty eyes. Aw. Oh, that's awesome. That's cute. I like that. I also like how you spelled chew. I've never seen it spelled that way, I don't think. It's a big castle. It's a big European castle, just like she wanted. With a big bunny on top. The burning of the Versailles Witch. Is that how you pronounce that? Versailles? That's gotta be one of the worst ways to die. It's Chibi Nero. Chibi style is really cute. This is so sad. The witch known as Celeste Ludenberg. Trying to smile through death. It wouldn't be easy. The smile being burned alive. Uh-oh. Oh no. Well, at least that is a quicker, less painful death than burning alive. Good job, Monokuma. You saved us all, except for Celeste. Rest in peace. She did kill someone, and, you know, she facilitated the murder of 2 people, so... Welcome back, welcome back. This is so sad Alexa played Despacito. Despacito. It's over. The direct execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is. But that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us? God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key type object from Celeste?
Hey! Hey!
So, what's the deal with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh. How exciting.
Oh man, oh geez, oh man, oh geez. What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body. What does that mean?
Hello.
Okay, things are getting kinda awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here.
Well,
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
see ya later.
Bye. Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although it wasn't all despair, there was one small hope. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key that Celeste gave you?
so...
Most likely. It's the key to one of the dressing room lockers.
Huh?
What? Then that means... Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well, then we'd better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. We rushed. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm going to go on alone from here. Everyone else headed to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going in alone?
so...
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You? Please let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. Thanks, Byakuya.
well then.
And it's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay? So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Aw, does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone. I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Yeah. We shall.
So then,
Need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key, Celeste gave her and unlocked the locker. As the locker swung open, we saw... Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thank goodness. I'd never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and... I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please wait just a little longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but can we take a second since we had this opportunity? I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own here at the school? Is that why you wanted to come in here with me?
However...
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know? That just makes me even more worried. Worried? Like what happened during the investigation this time? You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that...
Indeed.
It's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No! I believe in you. You believe in me? Isn't it obvious people believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then...
That's fine.
Fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see... What I heard from Kyoko then was... Well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. But after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And the storage closet there, way in the back. She said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? Okay. Here's what I'll have to end for today. A little bit over time, that's fine. I think I saved in this system, yeah. Alright, another trial down. Very good, very good. So next time we're gonna see what's in the back of the boys' bathroom! Absolute cinema. That was my favorite from this game anyways. She's cool! Ugh. Looks like we're getting more trustworthy with her. But yes, tomorrow I'm playing Okami. And then I'll be taking my break Thursday, so if I don't see you guys tomorrow, enjoy your Wednesday and Thursday. I will talk to you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening. Bye-bye!